As youth unemployment, rising housing costs, and long working hours continue to be a problem here in Seoul, as well as other parts of the country, more and more South Koreans are looking to leave the ROK and work in a foreign country. But some of them, known as digital nomads, are mixing work and travel to see the world while they make a living. I spoke with one South Korean woman who's doing just that and who's also making a documentary film on her and other young people around the world who have adopted the digital nomad lifestyle.
My name is Eugene and I'm 27 years old, and I have been traveling everywhere in the world for the last 8 years, and I'm working for several media companies as a journalist. Also, at the same time, I'm working on my own project, making a documentary on digital nomads. Digital nomads are people who work and live from anywhere, and most of them, they work for a company remotely. Some of them is a full-time employee, and some of them are part-time employees. And also, there are some people who run their own business or freelancers. And also, digital nomads is like a full, huge spectrum. Like some people, they want to keep moving around every 2 months or every 3 months, as long as their tourist visa allow them to stay in one country, right? Mostly it's 3 months. And some of the people, they more prefer having several different home bases, like one in over there and one in Hawaii and one in Bali and one in Europe. But one thing we can talk about digital nomads is they have a freedom that they can choose where they want to live and where they want to work. I think that is the biggest thing of digital nomads, remote workers, and also location independence. So I think digital nomads not only about traveling to the exotic places or something. I think it's more about more options in our life. It's more about freedom of our life. And we do have technology good enough so that people work from anywhere they want.
I also spoke with a Korean couple who quit their jobs in Seoul to start their own business while living abroad.
I am Mia.
And I'm Eugene. We started to travel 6 months ago, and we are now in Argentina.
We worked at the same company for 4 years.
And now we are running our own business.
Yeah, so we lost several services during traveling. The social media service for travelers, an emoji service, and a photo editing service. Actually, we love working and living in Korea. I love Korea, but we just don't like a Korean working culture. As you know, always working late. There's no time for family evening meals. There's no work-life balance. Most employees work in a sector they don't want to work in, like my husband. We would like to find a way where we can make a living that doesn't compromise happiness with our families. But unfortunately, it is not possible to do that in our country's companies. And then the cost of living is very expensive also.
While working on her documentary, Eugene Do has spoken with people from all over the world who've transitioned into becoming a digital nomad, and now realizes that while previously this lifestyle was only available to a certain amount of people, it's now possible for everyone.
It's been 8 years since I left my country, but I didn't know about the term digital nomads at all, until 1 or 2 years ago. So I met more and more people who exactly work and live like me. I was kind of surprised first because I saw this kind of remote working and digital nomadism, location independency stuff is still minor, but it turns out actually there are a lot of people already actually live and work like that. Years ago, this kind of lifestyle was only available, only something possible, only for some people who has their own businesses, like entrepreneurs or freelancer. But now more and more startup companies, especially startup company, like all the company based on tech industry, they started let their employee work remotely. And also they started hire people from anywhere, regardless of the location, so that they can get a better talent. Also they can save all the costs for their offices. And also, if you see all the tech industry, most of job can be done remotely, especially developer and designer. And in San Francisco or Silicon Valley, whatever, getting a developer is almost impossible. Like it's really high demand job. So more and more tech company, they started hire developer and from anywhere, regardless of the location. I think that is a kind of tipping point. And not only about tech company, like more traditional corporate, they also started adopting this remote working culture in their own corporate. And it's kind of something really totally unavoidable. So I think it's really interesting dynamic time right now because more and more companies gonna do that.
However, despite opportunities for traveling and working abroad, misconceptions of the digital nomad lifestyle might stop some people from trying it for themselves.
I met a lot of people exactly work and live like me, and then I just started thinking about making a documentary to share this story because I thought this is a story I really want to share with all the mainstream, especially with my friends in South Korea as well. Because after 2007, after the book named The 4-Hour Work Week, there has been a lot of discussion and a lot of tons of articles talking about digital nomadism. And you can see that everywhere, just Google it. But the problem is there have been a lot of misconception on this lifestyle. Like some of them, they think it must be like laying back on the beach, a sexy girl in the bikini and with the laptop. Or also some of them still, especially in South Korea and in many Asian countries, they have a misconception on digital nomads, which is, oh, those people must be cheap backpacker who doesn't have any solid career or who doesn't have any solid income, just horrible, unstable, someone who failed to adapt to society, that kind of stuff. So there are just tons of different misconceptions on that. And the thing is, because there is no real documentary or book, we can just know about it. So I really want to focus more about why these things happening, why, what kind of stuff in our society, like culture stuff, what kind of economic factor. And also I wanted to show more and more remote companies and why all the CEO, they decide to hire the people from anywhere. And also I wanted to focus more and more people like who chose different career paths because they want to work remotely so that they can have more freedom in their life and also they can have more time with their loved one.
To learn more about working and traveling abroad and the digital nomads that Eugene Do has met along the way, visit digitalnomaddocumentary.com. For KoreaFM.net, I'm Chance Dorland.